Reverend Dr. Steve Mensah is the founder and general overseer of the Charismatic Evangelistic Ministry, a vibrant church headquartered in North Legon, Accra, Ghana. The church has several branches in Ghana, Africa, and across the world. Born in Accra in 1961 to a police officer and a businesswoman, his childhood ambition of becoming a medical doctor never materialized because God had other plans for him. He had a very humble beginning with his younger twin brother, considering their parents' divorce in the early stages of their lives. This brought a lot of hardship to them, resulting in him engaging in an early work life as a teen to support himself. Reverend Steve Mensah has proven to be a man who desires to do the work of God. His zeal for God led him to start Catholic Charismatic Renewal on the University of Ghana campus, Legon, under the Catholic Church. The fellowship he headed on Legon campus was converted into a church, now the Charismatic Evangelistic Ministry, which has nurtured several pastors serving in various parts of Ghana and the world at large. He has missionary partners from Germany, America, Nigeria, Italy, and the United Kingdom. He is a great son of Ghana the Lord is using to affect lives all over. Reverend Dr. Steve Mensah is married to Reverend Mrs. Jane Mensah, and they are blessed with 4 children. He is a man loved by many for his simplicity, openness, and easy accessible nature. He received the award for Person of the Year 2021 Africa Challenge Champion and Heroes of Honor for his service to humanity and the Medal of Achievement from I Change Nations. This by no means is no small feat, as the likes of Her Excellency Joyce Banda, former President of Malawi, and His Excellency Ernest Bai Koroma, former President of Sierra Leone, are distinguished personalities who have received this recognition. Reverend Dr. Steve Mensah is our guest for the big interview today. Stay tuned.
You have seen his profile. We are all ready for the conversation. Rev, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to actually sit with you this morning.
Really?
Some of us have seen you on TV. We've listened to your preaching, but we've never had the opportunity to meet you one-on-one. So it's good.
I'm here.
Now, Rev, when I was watching your profile, I heard that you started, a charismatic ministry for the Catholic Church. But people wonder, why did you leave the Catholic Church? Why didn't you stay in the Catholic Church?
Yeah, this is one topic I don't want to go into. But you see, we were born Catholics. Mm-hmm. My parents were Catholics, so as soon as you were born, you became an automatic Catholic. Then, I think at the age of 9 or so, we were baptized, confirmed, and then because we were twin, we became the acolytes of the then Dominic Kojuando, the bishop, mm-hmm. the archbishop. We were also mass service. We serve early morning mass before even going to school and all that. So after that, I remember when I was in 1976, I saw an advert on TV, mm-hmm. Archbishop Benson that was coming from Nigeria. There will be miracles, there will be so many things. So, well, out of curiosity, we went to the crusade, and it was something I've never seen before. Mm. It was an amazing crusade, very powerful crowds everywhere. And I still remember the 3 messages he preached: the lamp of God, the woman with the issue of blood, and blind Bartimaeus. Mm. And all those 3 messages, he made utter call for us to come forward, to come accept Christ. And all the 3 messages that he preached, I went forward to accept Christ, of course, with my twin brother. And then he started School of Ministry, he started talking about evangelism, preaching the gospel around the world. I took interest in it. So that is how our journey began. And then when we had gone through his school of ministry and all that. Then we said, well, that's a good thing. So let's go to the Catholic Church and also shake it up a bit, because we're used to a certain style of worship, which was very good. But the Catholic Church had introduced the Charismatic renewal, so we went and joined in, and then brought a lot of fire into the whole thing. At the point, we were told that we're not practicing Catholics, so we should leave. So we left. Yeah.
Were you hurt when you were told that?
Well, we were disappointed. We felt that we could radicalize the youth and, make it more vibrant and all that. But I guess we didn't conform to the way and the style of worship. So they asked us to leave. So we left.
God had a plan.
I think so.
But who asked you to leave? Was it your bishop or it was?
Yeah, our priest. I think Bishop Osebon, so it was then the Legon Catholic Church. So they met and said we were not practicing Catholicism, so we should leave.
But God had a plan, and God had another plan as well. You wanted to be a medical doctor.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to do when I was growing up, but my parents were divorced, so that hope was dashed. But
when I watched the profile again, your parents being divorced, which gave you a very difficult start, what does it mean?
Yeah, in fact, somebody was interviewing me yesterday on my message for Father's Day, and was saying, what is your message for Father's Day? I said, the main message for Father's Day is that stay with your family. Don't leave the wife, don't leave the children. Because my father left us, and I tell you what we went through when he left. It wasn't easy at all. My mother went and stayed with his sisters. We were left in limbo at the age of 16, 18 or so. We were on our own. And we could have become anything. We could have become armed robbers. We could have become anything. But my elder brother, we had 3 boys. My elder brother went to a certain all-night service and came and said, Steve, I want you to come to see me. I said, what am I going to do all night? What will I be telling God all night? It's too much for me. He persisted. I think after 4 or 5 nights, I decided to just go so that he would stop coming to talk to me about this all night. I went. That was Brother Enoch Agbozo's all night at Opera House. When I got there, I was blown away. People were so happy, joyful, praising, jumping, dancing, worshiping. I said, wow, there's some happiness here. So I came the following day, and I came again and again and again. And one of the nights, a certain preacher was invited, called, he said, there is a young man here. God is calling you to do ministry. And he pointed his finger at my direction. Because I was new in the church, I was standing around to see who they were talking about. They said, you who is standing your head, come here. Come here. So I came and I said, kneel down. And then he laid hands on me and poured oil on my head and started prophesying, saying so many things. And during the midst of the prophecy, I said, well, this guy has got the wrong guy. Because the things he was telling me I was going to do were totally different from where I was. It was like light and darkness.
Where were you?
I was suffering. I was staying with a friend. I had dropped out of school. I was in Aquinas. My father said he wasn't going to continue to look after us anymore, so I went to look for a job. I was then teaching at feeding school, I think class 6 or something. And because my father left with his new wives, we had to go and look for a place to stay and all that. So I was totally devastated. I was very disappointed, because our home was broken into 3. My mother had gone, my father had gone away, the children too were somewhere else. And so life was very difficult. But for this man to point his finger at the direction where I was sitting and say, you young man, come here. I was then in my 20s. He said, kneel down. And I knelt down. I said, raise your hands. And I raised my hands. And he started speaking. Because he spoke in tongues, a lot of tongues. I was not used to talk,
It was strange language.
It was strange language. That's what's going on here. Then they say, the Lord is going to take you around the world. The Lord is going to bless you. You're going to be a great man of God. I'm like, I've been to Bible school. I don't have no clue what he was talking about. But he was prophesying into my future. And guess what? I haven't seen that man again. I don't know his name. And what he said on that day till date, all have come to pass.
Wow.
All of it has come to pass.
And that was your very first prophecy?
Yes, that was the first prophet. That's what I heard. The Lord's going to take you around the world. You're going to be there. You're going to be an influencer. You're going to do this. You're going to preach. You're going to have a big... He said so many things. So then he laid his left hand on my chest. First, as he was speaking, then I fell down. Then he laid his hands on my chest. It was like a heavy metal on my chest. And then he started speaking. And then he told the congregation that this guy cannot get up from this floor. So his friends, those who were sitting, to come and pick him up. So my friends came and they lifted him up. And I went and sat down. And I was trying to take it all in. It was too much for me. So I asked my friends, what was this all about? I mean, what did he say? Then one of the guys mockingly told me, they said, you, brother, because they used to call me Brother Steve, are going to become a great man. Yeah. And it was true because I was dressed in rainbow colors. I was in yellow shirt, green trousers, blue shoe. You know, I didn't smell anything good. I didn't look whatever. I was just an ordinary guy. But this guy was very strong in his prophecy. And to date, all that he said.
Was that when you decided not to pursue medicine again?
Yes, because I had an uncle who was in Germany from 1965 or so. He came and I told him I want to do medicine. He said, okay, when I finish, he will bring me to Germany. It didn't happen. I had an auntie who was in the UK. I mean, none of those things happened. All my aunties, everybody, family members, everybody just, I had an uncle, a very big uncle, and he had written an inscription on the doorpost of his house. And the inscription was, cry, old cry. So one day we went and spoke to him. I said, I want to go back to school. I want to pursue and do medicine. Then he told me to come out of the room. So I came. I said, I should read what was written there. And I said, cry or don't cry. He said, I should read it loudly. I said, cry or don't cry. From there, after I was done, he said, go back home. And that was it. I said, okay, let me give it up. So
that's how you gave it up?
Yeah, we gave it up.
When you started SEM, how many members did you start with?
12.
12?
Yes, myself, my twin brother, my mom. We had two friends, the Anyomi brothers, Patrick Anyomi, Elijah Anyomi, and my fiancée, who became my wife later, and then my brother's fiancée also. So we were the fellowship, just a small group at Legon Baptist Church. We used to use the place for our evening fellowship and all nights.
So how did you manage to increase the numbers?
As I kept preaching, I was the leader of the group, and I kept preaching, and I was on fire then. So when you heard me once, you want to hear me again. When you were invited to the all night and you heard me preach, maybe you want to hear me again. So that's how the numbers started increasing. We were also witnessing all over the place, come to our fellowship, and it grew.
So how many members do you have now? From 12, you can't count.
I don't really keep the numbers of my branches, my church. So if you ask me of those numbers, I'm sure I will mess it up.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's not like...
Do you get surprised sometimes?
Yes. When I see the caliber of people who come to my church, sometimes I meet somebody in town, I go to offices and places and I meet people. So I'm a member of your church. So really? How long have I been there for 10 years, 5 years? And I've never seen them before. And I ask the person what he does. They are lawyers, judges, doctors, politicians, name it. So many kinds, all kinds of people. Sometimes one day, I don't go to my car park when I'm preaching, because at the time I'm preaching, people have come. I come to church very early.
Okay.
One of my good friends wanted me to come and do a morning service. So I came early in the morning, and then I introduced a friend of mine to take over the preaching, so I can go and speak on anniversary. When I came out, I was shocked. The whole place was littered with cars, all kinds of cars. I'm like, is this kind of people? What kind of people brought all these cars? Because my church is a bit, a bit sizable. So sometimes when the people are sitting on the second or third level, I don't see them. I come from I park my car, come straight to the auditorium. From there, I have a lounge. So after preaching, meet a few people, greet them, go to my lounge, and then I prepare for the second service. So I don't really
see the numbers,
the people, but God is just blessed.
Blowing your mind,
yeah,
day in, day out.
Yes, I guess so.
Is your mother alive?
She died 2 years ago.
Your dad?
My dad died, I think, 10 years ago.
So, 2 years ago, obviously, your ministry was thriving.
Yeah.
And you said that when there was a divorce, your mother left, your father left, so it was just left with you, the boys.
Yeah, my twin brother and my elder brother.
Why didn't your mother take you with her?
Because she went and stayed with her own sisters, and they gave her a small place for her to stay, so she couldn't carry us there.
And your dad?
My dad had gone with his new wives.
Did he ever come back to apologize?
No, never did. So I wanted to even change my surname. I didn't want to take his name anymore. One day one of my uncle called me and said, is that Brother Steve, Reverend Steve? I said, yeah. And I said, who is this? Then he said, hey, your uncle. I said, what uncle? Then he called his name. I said, what is it, uncle? He said, your father is lying in the gutter right here in front of me, drunk. I said, oh, really? He's drunk. But I told my uncle, is there sand around where he is? He said, yes. I said, do you have a shovel? I said, leave him there and let him die. And after we'll take the sand and bury him right in the gutter there. that was how bitter I was. I was so bitter because after living as what we went through, I didn't even want to see him, hear his name or get involved whatever he was doing. He should just stay with his wives and all those things. But my wife saved the situation. My wife said, who are you talking to like that? Give me the phone. And then she said, oh, uncle, what is it? He said, oh, your husband's father is sick here. And said, we are coming. And he went and brought him. And he stayed with us 6 years before he passed.
You have a very good heart.
Well...
A very, very good heart. I'm saying this because of even the foundation that you've started for the disability people suffering with disability.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Why the disabled?
You know, when I became born again and, you know, I went to all these school of ministries and all that, I decided to do what we call rural evangelism, to go to rural schools, rural places, very remote places and all that. And I realized that whenever we went there, we encountered a lot of very poor people, and especially very poor disabled people will come to, because we gave out, after preaching, if you are used to our ministry, we gave out a lot of food items, clothing, shoes, bags. We give out a lot of, we also bring doctors, we have free medicals. My ministry is loaded with a lot of gifts to people, because when I was a Catholic, at the age of 8 and 9 or so, my priest would say to me that when we close, we should all wait at the pavilion. So we waited there, and then they would bring us wheat, milk powder, and all that.
Rice
for free,
and oil, yes.
Yeah. And I was then about 8, 9, 10 there. But you see, I'm 61 today. I will be 62 next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
and
nice.
I have never forgotten that. So you don't forget a gift. The gift cements the message of love. So that is how come we went into giving out things. And you'll be surprised, clothes and shoes and things that you have in your heart that you're not wearing, somebody will fight for it. Somebody will really stampede just to take your blouse and go and wear. There are guys who wear ladies' clothes.
Because they don't have.
Yeah. So today we can carry like 30, 40 trucks, 40-footer container trucks.
Oh, wow.
Of items to a particular region and do a lot of distribution. But the Ability Village issue that you brought it, we saw a lot of these disabled people coming through. So we give them priority entrance. And if you saw a disabled person in the village, the images are too bad. So we give them clothing and things. And sometimes the person is crawling on his hands and knees and can't carry the items. So we carry the items and follow him or her.
To their house?
To their homes. And the kind of homes some of them sleep in, even the dog will not sleep there. There are some animals who don't sleep. It's so depressed, so depressing. So that was when I conceived the idea that, look, I want to build a home for these people. so that I'm not just giving them what we call a piecemeal approach, like take something to go and eat, but give them a permanent shelter. So that was what birthed the Ability Village.
Now, this Ability Village, of course, is a very, very beautiful one. It's big. I mean, have you started building yet?
We are 24th of June. We're breaking grounds.
That's when we are breaking the ground.
Yes.
We are looking at the number of people that you have fed here. And one would ask, how are you financing this project? Because these are probably what? We're looking at maybe close to 10,000 disabled
10,
people.
15,
yes.
20,000 disabled
How are you
people.
funding this?
Church, my church. That's why I'm so happy with my church, because they do a lot of, and the friends also help me. But basically, it's my church. I just literally carry all the church money to just take care of them.
Must a person be disabled, or even poor people who are able can still?
Very old, poor people who are of a certain age are always welcome to our projects. Yeah.
Let me go on social media. There's a message coming in, and I'll read it. This is coming from Timothy. Holali Bonito says, "My bishop, my prophet, my mentor, my general overseer, Reverend Dr. Steve Mensah. I love you dearly. You are a leader with a difference. God bless you, Major General." Pastor Timothy Holali is sent this message. Okay, so you can also send in your messages, and definitely would love to read it on air. But Doc, or Rev, which one do you prefer, Doc, Rev? Because you wanted to be
Steve. Call me Steve. Call me Steve.
So this village that you are about to build, how many disabled people will it house in future?
Okay, we're looking at 2,000 acres, about 6.5 miles, 9,000 homes to house about 69,000 families. What? And then I'm going to build, I think, 3 areas of hospitals: prosthetic hospital, regular hospitals, gynae hospitals. And I want to fix the limbs of the people who are physically challenged. You see, we have, technology has really, really improved. And if you lost a leg or whatever, it can be fixed. So I want to have a prosthetic hospital so that you don't have to be walking with one leg or crawling or whatever. And then there are disabilities that can be corrected by through surgery. There are people with cataract and things who are blind and all that. There are so many things that can be done in that hospital. Yeah, so I've decided to build that village and build a hospital, and then build an industrial park. I'm going to create jobs. The person is physically challenged, but his senses are okay. His hands can do something. So I'll build light industries and produce shoes, bags, and things for the government. Yeah, I mean, I'll produce things for them, but I'll also build. If
I'm not a member of your church and I want to join this project, is it allowed?
Yes, I have friends from around the world who support me, encourage me, help me, send me money. And I do it for this.
Will you say you are very ambitious? Are you?
Yeah, I want to do something. I want to leave a legacy. In my time, I want to believe God that there will be no homeless, disabled person lying on the street of Accra in the cardboard with his children. I want to believe God to correct that.
Tell us a bit about 10 for Ability. We want to know.
Okay. When we did a groundbreak, we did a crusade at Nketa and Anlogan, and that whole stretch. And we decided that there are a lot of well-meaning Ghanaians in Ghana, across the world, who would like to contribute their widow's mite to this project. So we decided that, okay, 1 million people just give $10, 10 yen, 10 cedis, 10 euro, whatever, to support this project. And then God will bless you. And then suddenly it's trying to catch on. 1 year.
I don't know why I'm so emotional about this, because to me, I think everybody out there should be able to contribute for this. Because I'm looking at this project that's supposed to house 69,000 families.
Yes.
And 2,000 acres. It will have a hospital, it will have school, it will have everything. Create employment. And so if you can afford, please don't just pay 10 Ghana cedis, please. This is more. Can we pay more than 10?
Yes, you can give any amount you want. I'm believing God that the project will fall on the laps of some of these billionaires who have a lot of money. They don't even know what to do with it. Sometimes when I'm on Facebook or something, I see that there are 10 wealthiest people in the world. I say, oh my God, Father, connect me to one of these.
Amen.
Because I want to believe God for somebody to just take it upon himself and say, I will build the whole village. If I had somebody like that.
Okay.
Yeah, a company who says that they want to build the whole village and sustain it for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And pay every salary and everything. I was so excited. I went on the website. We were engaging them, and then we had so many problems. I don't want to go into it.
Right,
yeah, and the people gave up and they didn't want to come again because there were so many bottlenecks. Somebody wants to bring his money to come and help. Now there were issues here and there, so the person gave it up.
They pulled out.
The company, yeah, it's an
We're hoping that another company will, pop up again and do this. But tell us what exactly is happening on the 24th when we are breaking the ground.
Yes, no, I've been talking about 10 for Ability Village.
Yes.
But now I'm going to be on the field
and
breaking the ground. And it's because the owners of the land wanted me to pay a certain amount before I come to the land. Because I haven't paid for the 2,000 acres.
Okay.
Yeah, 2,000 acres is about $14 million. Yeah, so I don't know how much I've paid so far, but they said now you can come and do the groundbreaking after we paid up to a certain amount. And people who want to help you across the world don't want to get involved in land issues and all that. They want you to do the purchasing of the land, and then they will come in and support the finance. And I'm believing God that companies, organizations, somebody should come and said, I want to build a hospital for the village. I want to build 10 homes because I want to build several thousands of homes and remove all these disabled people
from
lying on the
streets.
I'll take it all of them and put them there, hospitalize them, give them a job to do, create jobs in the enclave. I'm going to even have Ability TV, Ability Radio,
God
so that they
bless
will
you.
broadcast their own news. They will entertain themselves. I have police station, I have a bank, I have whatever, all those amenities, fire service, everything, I'll have it there.
So that D-Day that we are breaking the ground,
24th.
what exactly are we to expect? And who are some of the guests who are attending?
Yes, the vice president will be there. He's a very passionate person on my projects. Thank God for his life. He said his people will benefit even more than even a Christian.
Right.
So I thank God for, he says, in the vice president who has put all his weight behind this project. So I'm bringing the grounds together with him. He's going to now actually break grounds and dig the ground, tend the soil, and lay the first brick. And 2 weeks after that, we'll be on the ground and we'll start building the gatehouse, and I'll start building the homes. And when I start building the homes, I'm trusting God that people like you will come and say, okay, how much will it cost for me to build just a studio apartment?
We will do it.
And they will do it.
Definitely we'll do it.
I'll start moving all these disabled people from all over the country and house them, train them, school training. We are going to build a technology hub because there are some of them who are very intelligent in coding and computerization and all that. Go to build, and you will see disabled people in agriculture, disabled people in animal husbandry, disabled people in fish farming. It is disabled because I've had videos of blind people who are doing pepper farming.
Yeah, that's true.
It means that it's possible. If the person is given the enabling environment, that's why the acres, because they have places for homes, places for farming and everything. And I'll change the narrative about who a disabled person is. A disabled person doesn't want you to give him a piecemeal. He wants you to help him to show what he can do. Yes.
Because a disabled person is a special person who has special abilities.
Yes, special abilities. Yes. But where is the enabling environment for him to show what he can do?
So that day, what activities will also take place?
Maybe the groundbreaking and then to show the world. You will see, on that day, you see a vast stretch of land that over the years, we have been paying in pieces and all that. And now, I'll show the world that this is the place now where I'm going to build the village. It's going to be an integrated community. It's not like I'm going to push some sick people to some place. No. You can come and buy a land there and build your own house. And build your own house and live there.
Okay.
Yes, so it's an enclave where the able and the disabled will stay together.
This is how it looks. It's very, very beautiful.
Very,
very, very beautiful. And we know that it will definitely happen. So as an ordinary person, and I'm not a member of your church, can I still attend this beautiful ceremony?
Yes, you can attend the beautiful ceremony at Gotokope on your way to Nigo Pampram. And then when you cross Central University, you see a big signage that says CM Ability Village. Then you see it. Then you come there. These are some of the places I'm going to do. Schools, hospitals and things,
Okay. Oh, that's nice. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. So aside the vice president coming in, who else is
I've
going
invited
to be
a lot of important people.
Okay.
I've invited, name it, all the bishops in the city. This guy, Keofori, who is into metal, Jata Cement, Dangote, Diamond. I'm invited everybody. Anybody who matters, just come around and come and help me. Yeah, come and help me.
It's definitely going to be great. So what time is it starting?
10 o'clock.
10 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And what time will it end? Or so that if we are running late, we know that we are still within time.
I should be done between 2 and 3 p.m.
Okay.
Yes, there will be a lot of speakers. I invited all my partners, my colleagues. The Archbishop will be there, Bishop Dag will be there, Otabo will be there. I've invited all of them. I want them all to come on board. I don't know their schedule on 24th, but these people are guys who love me. They believe in my project. And so if time will allow them, I'm sure they will be there. To give their support. And then to also promote the 10 for ability. You raise your hands and say 10 for ability.
So 10 for ability. My hands are raised. Actually, I will be contributing. Right. And I hope that every viewer out there will contribute as well. Because this is definitely a step in the right direction and it will put a smile on somebody's face. So it's not just about you giving money to somebody who is on the street and the person will not have anywhere to sleep. Please contribute to this great project. And thank you so much, Rev, for putting this together. Seriously. Let's go on social media. Some messages coming in. Papa Eko Obin says, and he says again, God be praised, a man full of compassion. He further says, I'm so touched and moved this morning watching my papa digesting the disability village. Evans Ankoma says, it's our church cry. Okay. Bold Prayer says, I love the man of God. I never forget what you said about a prayerless person. God bless you more. Good job. All right. And you can also send in your message. Of course, we will read it. But before you go, I know there are so many Christians watching now, not even just Christians. You know, God has called us to serve, but also to give alms to the less privileged. What do you have to tell them?
Yeah, I want to remind them of what Jesus said, that your neighbor is not your neighbor like the person would have, but a neighbor is the person who traveled from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves and was helpless. And the priest came by and passed the other side. A Levite came by, but a certain Samaritan looked on him and had compassion on him. According to Luke 10:25. And I like what he said. He cleaned him up. He put in wine and oil and took him and put him on his horse or on his beast, drove him to an inn and took care of him. It's about time we must go past ourselves and take care of people who are half dead. Some of these people are half dead. They are helpless. His legs, his limbs, he's blind, he can't do anything. So I'm going to create a center where very old disabled people will stay with me. I'll take care of them till they die.
Amen.
Yes, they'll just live with me. I will just support them, clean them up, give them medication treatment because they are helpless. They are like whatever, and then give them decent. Have you attended a disabled person's funeral before?
Yes, I have.
It's the most depressing.
Yeah.
You know, all this paraphernalia and pomp and pageantry about that we celebrate. The disabled person doesn't enjoy that kind of. I want to give them a decent burial. I'm going to get a cemetery in the village.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm going to have so that when you are with me and you die, I bury you decently.
I think the final thing that people are asking or wondering is, will these people have to become members of your church? The disabled?
No. So I have a church enclave. I'm going to be a president. I'm going to be their pastor. I'm going to be like a 5,000-seat auditorium right in the middle of the village.
Okay.
But I'll allow other faiths Presby, Catholics, everybody.
They can also come.
Because they are Catholics, they are vegetarians, they are all kinds of things.
Okay.
And there's a spot also for the mosque.
Okay.
For those who are Muslims to also go and worship their God. We are helping mankind. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. Once you're a human being, there's help for you. But your faith depends on you. We'll preach to you though. If you come to our church, we'll accept you.
That's it.
Yeah. I will not force it.
Okay, that's good. So people who are watching will not be thinking that you ought to belong to a certain faith before you even contribute. It's for everybody.
For mankind.
It's for mankind, and that's the great thing. So for those of you who can't make it to the main grounds, you can still watch it live on Joy News and on Joy Prime, because we will bring it live your way. So it will be on Joy FM and on Joy News at exactly 12:15 p.m. That's Saturday the 24th. So just take glued to your television set. If you can't be present there, but you can still watch it virtually. That's how we do it.
Wow.
That's how we do it. So we are definitely going to broadcast it live. But Rev, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
We are super, super grateful. And before you go, we want to give you something and say a big thank you to you for being here and also making sure that there's a smile on the faces of the less privileged.
Thank you.
So, Rev, on behalf of Joy Prime and Prime Morning and our team, we want to present this beautiful...
Wow.
Yes.
That's
to
nice.
you.
I love it.
Yes.
I'm going to put it in my office.
And this is by Multi-Photos Frames. Multi-Photos Frames did this for you. So we want to say a very big thank you for being here today and putting smiles on the faces of the less privileged as well. God bless you.
Thank you.
You want to say something before you go?
I want to appreciate multimedia. Is it multimedia company?
Yes.
And for having me here and for helping to promote the Ability Village. And I believe that it's about time we go past ourselves and help somebody.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So this photo frame is by Multi-Photo Frames, and if you want to get in touch with them, you can call them on 0240492123. My guest for today's big interview has been Reverend Stephen Mensah, and he's doing so much. I'm so excited about this village, and I can't wait to see it completed. Please, the 10 for Ability is something that everybody should take part in. Try as much as possible to contribute because it's for a very worthy cause. You can contribute 10 Ghana cedis or above. I will say that if you can go above, please go above and contribute for this. It's a great cause, and we'll just say that God should continue to give Rev the strength that he's given to him, give him long life, give him good health to be able to complete this so that these people will also be happy. Thank you once again, Rev.
Thank you.